Okay, so for whatever the reason was that made you decide to cut your hair, I am here to help you. What's the first thing that we do after we regret cutting our hair? We go straight to Dr. Google and we start typing in how to increase hair growth, how to make your hair grow faster, how to make your hair grow overnight. And guys, the internet is so full of bogus, we actually start believing it, and at the end of the day, we get so disappointed. So, I hate to break it to you, but there's actually a few things that you need to know before actually starting your hair growth journey. I'm not going to waste any more of your time, and I'm going to jump right in, starting with my number one advice, if I can call it that, and that is no one's hair grows the same. Everyone's hair growth rate is different. Your brother's hair, your sister's hair, whoever's hair is growing different, and no one is the same. So let's start off with that one before we actually getting into the deeper video. So the second thing that you need to know is the average hair growth rate per person, and that is about 1/2 inch per month to, we can say, about 13 to 15 centimeters per year, and it's actually not a lot. So if you see, this is about 13 centimeters. I'm not too sure if you guys can see. So this is more or less per year, and this is now 15 if you're lucky, or above the little bit of average that there is. But this is just the average, guys. So if you're expecting to be like, or to go from this to this in a matter of about, I don't know, you think it's about 3 months that you're going to get that length, it's not going to happen. I'll say start from the averages and work from there. When we do talk about hair growth, there's a lot of other things and other factors that can influence the hair growth, such as age, medication, hormonal fluctuation. I don't know, there's really a lot of things that can actually affect your hair growth. So you need to keep that in mind as well. So if you're wondering if it's true that hair grows faster in the summer than in the winter, then I can tell you it's true, because it has been proven and tested by Dr. Alan Parks, Dr. Alan Parks, a board-certified dermatologist and founder of Derm Warehouse. If you've got damaged hair, thanks to bleaching, heating tools, bleaching, chemical treatments, and bleaching, and I don't know, you've got damaged hair, it actually makes your hair break off at certain points, making you feel that your hair isn't growing, or it's growing slow, or it's just not growing at all. And I know not growing and not growing at all means the same thing. Okay, so there is other factors as well that can influence their hair growth, such as genetic abnormalities or genetic structural abnormalities. And an example of it is loose anagen hair syndrome. Now, it's also known as hair shaft defects. And a hair shaft defect is any structural abnormality of the hair shaft itself. And some hair shaft defects are easily diagnosed with the naked eye, others may require some microscopic examination. So structural abnormalities is not really something that gets mentioned a lot in these types of videos, but I do feel that it is important, because there are people that have it and they don't know they have it. So if you do feel that your hair is breaking off at certain points the whole time, you might just want to go and test it. Also, when starting your hair growth journey, you need to have a look at your actual hair type. So you need to take a good hard look at your very own hair, because finer hair do tend to be more fragile and they do tend to break off quite easily. So a lot of people might say, but my hair's not growing, or my hair's growing slowly. So just check that it's not your actual hair type. Like I said, finer hair does tend to break off quite easily, and they are very fragile and they need a lot of TLC. So between the ages of 15 and 29, your hair growth is at its peak. So it does grow fast between those two ages, and it has been proven by a clinical study done by HairMax. Your hair growth can actually be determined or classified in 3 different stages, whereas your first stage or one of the stages is the anagen phase, which is your growing phase, which lasts a whooping 5 to 7 years. And then you get your catagen stage, which is your resting phase, and then last but not least, your telogen phase, which is the shedding phase. Okay, so here's just a quick photo. So you'll see there's the anagen phase, the hair's growing, catagen, the hair's resting, telogen, the hair is going to shed, and then it returns to the anagen phase, so it's going to grow again. Okay, so the thing that you need to remember here is that each and every hair strand on your scalp goes through these stages individually. Now, as we get older, we do start to experience a pattern hair loss, meaning that our anagen phase starts to shorten, which is why a lot of women over the age of 50 starting to battle to get their hair to grow as long as how they used to grow it when they were younger. Cutting your hair does not make it grow faster. For some odd reason, a lot of people have that misconception that cutting your hair is going to make it grow faster. But it is not true, and I'm going to explain why. Now, I know your hairstylist does recommend cutting your hair or going for trims every 4 to 6 weeks or 8 to 12 weeks. I'm not sure, because every time they tell me to go and trim my hair, I don't listen, because I know it's not true. Now, I do not dispute the fact that it makes your hair healthy. Yes, it gets rid of split ends and it prevents the damage, and you're getting rid of a lot of dry ends, if I could put it in that sense. Yes, I do not dispute those facts. But if you are trying to go to a hair growth journey and you want to grow out your hair, it is not going to work for you. So keep in mind what I said, how much or how long your hair grows per month. Now, if you're going to cut your hair or trim your hair that often, you're actually getting rid of all your length. So my personal recommendation would be is to maybe just go for one big trim once a year, or if you feel more comfortable, go for 2 big trims twice a year. One of the things that does not get spoken a lot about in these types of videos, and that is when you are doing your hair growth journey, you are going to get to some uncomfortable lengths. Your hair is going to be at a stage where you feel like, okay, I had enough, let's go cut it. The best advice I'm going to give you there is to avoid the scissors and try to just work it out, because it's going to get to an uncomfortable length. It's going to be in your way the whole time. You cannot do anything with it, and you're just going to be so fed up about it. I know, because I've been there and it's still coming. So bear with me, you're gonna need that patience as well, which goes on to my other piece of advice that I'm gonna give you. There is actually a reason why they say patience is key, because if you're doing your hair growth journey, patience is in fact key. So you're gonna be so agitated because you want to get to a length very quickly, and it's not going to happen as quickly as you think it can be or think it might be, because you're going to need your patience. Your hair only grows a certain amount of centimeters per year. So you need to work realistic measures. So if you decide, let's go for a hair growth journey, okay, cool, let's do it. But think realistically. Don't expect to go from this to this in a matter of a month or so. It's not going to happen. There's no such thing as a magic potion either. You might get something that can enhance the hair growth, that can help it grow a little bit faster, but not as fast as some of the videos on the internet says it does. Also, when I do say patience is key, I can also just let you know that uncomfortable lengths is sometimes going to last up to 6 months. I know one point in my hair growth journey, there was just this point where I literally had to just chew the scissors because I wanted to cut my hair very badly, because it was a very uncomfortable length and it lasted for about 5 months. So the last piece of advice I can give you is to be motivated and to set a goal. It's 2 pieces of advice. We're going to combine it in one because it means one. So you need to have a goal. So you have to have a picture in your mind. Set realistic goals firstly. You cannot jump from this to this, because you are going to get disappointed and you're going to lose hope and you're just not going to be motivated anymore. So set a goal. There's different hair lengths. So if you have your hair chart here, start saying, okay, this year I want to reach, let's say, waist length, and I am here at the moment. See if you can reach it. Like I said, set a goal, and then set your ultimate hair goal. So a yearly goal and an ultimate hair goal. That way you're going to be motivated. And if you have any problems or anything, there's a lot of hair groups on Facebook that, you know, they're always ready to give you some advice. They're always ready to help you somewhere, and they actually do keep you motivated a lot. I know I'm part of a few groups there, so they do keep you motivated, and you also see other people's hair growth journeys as well. So it's actually quite nice to see. But keep motivated and get a goal. That is it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If I gave you some relevant tips, or if you actually enjoyed this video, then please do like and leave a comment down below. And if you want to see more of these types of videos, then please subscribe to my channel, and I am open for any suggestions down in the comments below.